Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.
Tonight I'm going to show you something. Make you believe.
Hello and welcome back to It'sJustAwesome.com's 31 Days of Horror Part 4. We're reviewing a few of each decade's horror films to enhance your knowledge of horror cinema history. The cheesy gimmicks and the over-the-top creature features of the 1950s had worn thin, and audiences in the 60s were now craving more realistic and shocking approaches to their horror movies. This may have been due to the feeling of perpetual war with conflict in Korea having just ended, only to lead into Vietnam, but whatever the case, films like Psycho, which was loosely inspired by real-life psychopath Ed Gein, and Night of the Living Dead all dealt with violence in a more direct, realistic manner. These movies were all sensationalized to be sure, but they weren't holding back and audiences couldn't get enough. Nothing was taboo anymore, it seemed. In fact, Night of the Living Dead contains one of the most shocking death scenes in all of cinema where a daughter kills her own mother. And that's not even counting the fate of Ben, played by Dwayne Jones, who's unceremoniously shot down by a white rescuer who thinks he's a zombie.
Good shot.
Ben was one of cinema's first leading African-American male characters at a time when racial tension in America was especially high. In fact, Night of the Living Dead was released the same year that Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated, so to have a strong African-American lead and a strong white female lead starring alongside each other makes Night of the Living Dead quite groundbreaking and extremely significant in the annals of history. Most of director George A. Romero's Dead movies would have a subtext to them, but this arguably remains his most important.
Don't look at it.
For this year's edition of 31 Days of Horror, our movie selections from the 1960s are Roger Corman's House of Usher,
Always in this house.
Hag horror classic Hush, Hush, Sweet Charlotte, starring Bette Davis,
Charlotte.
and Repulsion, which was director Roman Polanski's first English-language film. So be sure to check out those reviews on It'sJustAwesome.com, where you'll also find the entire 31 Days of Horror list, so you can follow along with us each night in October. We should also mention that the videos for the remaining decades contain some graphic violence, so if you're squeamish, consider yourself warned.